Okay, Tom and I are going to salute in. We're going to do some counters off reference position drills or sticky hand type drills. So what we're going to do, the end result is to kind of, a lot of times we'll set up where we kind of pin this arm out of the way that opens up the face and we're going for the target. What happens sometimes though is as they pin, they either try to grab or they scoop or they pin and just kind of brush the hand off, so they basically don't do a full pin. Ideally, in a perfect world for this drill, we're trying to pin that arm and keeping it out of range. It can't block, it can't punch me, and there's an open target. And I move in and I move through the target. That's kind of the idea. The idea is I'm basically crowding and pushing in. That's exaggerated, but that's kind of the key idea to get that face. Where the whole point is I'm going toward him and I'm pushing and pinning that elbow side to him. So we're going to come here. What we're going to do is, Tom's going to do that to me, but what's going to happen is if he just kind of brushes it off, this hand kind of comes around and smacks him up in there. This bang, a smack to the ear is going to cause a disruption. Boom, boom. We're just going really lightly here. If I do it to Tom, what he's going to feel the pressure here, and he's going to be able to slide off of it and hit me with that hand. So I go here. See that? A lot of times I lose balance a little bit if I'm pushing too hard, so I got to be careful where I'm here. Ideally, you want to do that. If you see the hand coming, whoa, bring it back. But in this drill, you're just going to let him kind of attack, pop the ears, boom, boom. Then we'll go back over here. Sometimes they'll be successful with that pin, or they'll be quick because they'll be striking and punching. A lot of times you start the drill in a 2-beat, beat 1, beat 2, and then you add the footwork. Sometimes I got to move in to step into my opponent. But right now we're just going to keep it simple. I'm going to do this motion here, and then what Tom's going to do is he's going to kind of lean back. First thing he sees a punch coming, he kind of knows the setup. So he's going to fade just enough back, but while he's fading, his weight's on his back foot, so it allows him to easily lift up his front leg for the groin kick. So he's going to allow me to do this as he leans back and fades. He's out of my range of the punch. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. I see it's there. I'm successful with that, with keeping his hand away. I've trapped it, I pinned it, I've got a punch, but now that punch is out of reach, so it doesn't do me any good. Okay, keep the backhand up just in case I change the angle. So now Tom's going to do it to me. He's going to pin and punch. I'm going to just lean back and I'm going to do the groin kick. Boom. And that, like I said, it doesn't take a whole lot of force to just kind of go boom. You know, that snap kick. It's kind of naturally to just lean back and kick. So a couple more times. Boom, that's out of range. Okay, so we're going to progress from there. So to keep Tom from kicking me, because that is a possibility, especially as we're in this range, because we're in that trapping range. I can trap him, right? Well, I can also punch him. Well, I can also kick him. So you got to be aware that when you're in this range, there could be a number of things coming at you from the leg limbs, from the hand limbs, from the elbow, from that grab, that pull in. So what I'm going to do is when I come in, the possibility for him kicking me is there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to step on his toe and I'm going to pull my body into him. So as I pin, boom, you can break it down and you can just go 1, 2, 3, meaning I'm stepping on his foot. So you can't see it all in the angle, but what we're going to practice is, let's move a little bit over here so you kind of see it. So if you see the angle of the foot here, it's basically just coming up and it's stepping on Tom's foot. You know, so that's kind of what we're doing here. So when we're here, I'm going to pin and step. And now he can't move back, so I get the hit through. He can't use his hands because I pinned it correctly, and I'm stepping on his foot so he can't kick me. Then Tom does it to me. He comes in, he pins, he strikes my neck. He's stepping at the same time. And you can do it as a 2-beat, a 3-beat, or a 1-beat. 1-beat is just, boom, it happens all at once. I stepped on his toe, I pinned his arm, punched his face. For a beginner, they might just practice on pinning, coming in and stepping and punching at the same time. Or they could just practice, hey, I'm just going to come in and step on the toe, pin the arm, punch the face, mix up the orders. Tom does a couple more. One more. Okay, now we switch sides. So again, what I'm trying to do is if I move in, it's hard to see in the camera angle, but I'm coming in and I'm stepping on his lead foot. So I'm here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin, right? The idea here is if I'm loose, he's just going to come around and smack me, right? So we'll practice a couple of those, boom, he's smacking me. I'm not doing a very good job of pinning that elbow, right? It's just deflecting off. Then what happens is I get smarter, I do a better pin, but I don't step on his toe as I come in, and he just leans back, gets out of range, and kicks. Do a few of those. Doesn't matter if I do it in a 2 beat or a 1 beat. Either way, I'm out of range. Even if I lean forward, he should be out of the fade position. So the next thing he does it to me, so he pins and punches, I just lean back and kick him. Lean back and snap kick. Do that tech. Good. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin, punch, and I'm stepping on his toe so Tom can't go anywhere. Boom, his arms are pinned. Plus, if I don't have a full pin on my palm, see this elbow as it comes in, it's also keeping him from moving his hand back. This kind of traps him, and I'm driving it through. He's off balance. He does a few of those to me. Comes in, steps on the toes, drives through, hits the neck. And obviously you could hit any other parts. You could hit, straight into the neck, the front of the neck, the Adam's apple. You could hit into the face, that type of thing. I'm going to angle it down just so you kind of see some of the footwork here. A little bit better. So if you're here, this is the foot stepping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, boom, drive it through. Boom, in slow motion, it's hitting the neck, and it's continuing the strike here. If he comes back at me and pushes toward me, there's a lot of other stuff you can do, right? So he comes in, he steps, punches, drives it through. Boom, drives it through. Good. So just practice those drills, and like I said, just remember the angles. If they do a sloppy pin, smack him in the face. If they do a successful pin, lean back, and while you're leaning back, snap kick him. If they don't have that option, they're doing it correctly, then they're pinning, stepping on the toe, and driving through that lead hand. So, practice those.